Now, where do we want to go now? Well, let's reconvene with the subject of Israel. So we have, Rachel Reeves talking about UK's involvement in this whole disastrous affair. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Well, exactly. But as a point of principle, and I understand you don't want to talk about anything operational, we can't predict what's going to happen in the future. But as a point of principle, we are allies to the Israelis, and there could be a situation here where we are asked to deploy assets in their support, and we would have to consider that, wouldn't we?
Well, what we've done in the past, as you know, Trevor, is help protect Israel from incoming strikes, so a defensive activity.
So I'm just simply saying...
I'm not going to rule anything out at this stage, Trevor. It's a fast-moving situation, a very volatile situation, but we don't want to see escalation. We want to see de-escalation because it's a very volatile part of the world. And of course, what happens in the Middle East, as we know, often has repercussions around the world. We've already seen in the last few days, for example, oil and gas prices begin to go up. That has consequences for people here in the UK. And so we do have an interest in de-escalation in the region, and that is what we are urging.
But just one final thing on the issue of Iran and Israel. The Israelis have made it pretty clear that part of what they want is regime change in Tehran. Do we support that?
Well, I've got no time for the Iranian regime, for the repression of their own people. And we have serious concerns, which we've expressed on a number of occasions, about the Iranian nuclear program. But we want to see de-escalation at the moment. We are not trying to ramp up the rhetoric. We are very concerned about the developments in the Middle East because of the implications here at home, but also the implications for the Middle East.
Just an incredible interview overall because of the things that she didn't say, the weasel wording. So we've been providing intelligence material to Israel, which has clearly allowed Israel to conduct its aggressive attacks on Iran. She's trying to sell that as defensive. We're apparently putting jet aircraft out in the Middle East in order to, quote, protect our people. I'm not sure how that works. So, Mike, it's truly obscene what the British politicians are doing at the moment because they're helping to foment these wars overseas and then holding up their hands. It was nothing to do with us. But she did admit what the UK government is really after, and that is regime change in Iran. We don't like the government of Iran, therefore they need to be removed. But of course, many countries in the world say we don't like the government of UK, we'd rather they were removed. But we can't have that stance because, of course, it's only the British government and the Western governments which are right. The hypocrisy, Mike, is breathtaking.
Absolutely off the charts.
Off the chart. And I'd like just to remind us, our audience, the UK column for a very long time, this goes back to 2011, was warning about David Cameron's personal stance on Israel. He was to be quoted saying that basically his allegiance to Israel was unshakable. And we pointed out that meant automatically that UK came second. And I believe that that is absolutely the case. But of course, he didn't just talk the language, he went and walked the walk. Let's have a listen to have a look at this little clip from Middle East Eye that was talking about what Cameron's been up to.
But while the US and Israel have long rejected the International Court's authority and are not signatories of the Rome Statute, the UK is, and is bound by the court's decision to arrest the Israeli leaders. Yet, according to former staff working at the ICC prosecutor's office, David Cameron warned Karim Khan that the UK would withdraw from the ICC and defund the court if it was forced to make that decision. In a heated phone call, Cameron reportedly told Khan that going ahead with the arrest warrants would be like dropping a hydrogen bomb, and that it would make the ICC look like it was losing the plot. Khan responded to Cameron's threats of withdrawing from the Rome Statute, saying that if it were to occur, then it would have to accept that the rules-based system would be dead. Cameron replied, saying that Khan was making a huge mistake and that the world was not ready for this. A month later, Karim Khan went ahead with the charges, indicating that then unknown figures had attempted to intimidate him and his team.
And we just add to that, of course, the US has actually taken out sanctions against him and other members of the International Court in order to bully and threaten them into silence. So who is our government working for? Is it the population of UK, or is it an overseas power that at the moment is demonstrating it can be particularly aggressive?